Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Welcome to E Squared. I'm Emily Maxim, and I'm here with
Elena Worton.
Welcome back to another Tuesday with us. We have a very special show today.
Yes.
Not only do we have a special guest, but tomorrow is our 1-year anniversary of being on this station.
Yay! E Squared's birthday.
We have a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
And we also have, for the Big Time Rush Song of the Week, a TikTok request.
Yes.
And the song's a throwback, and it's one of my favorites, and I think you will all enjoy this. Please enjoy Famous by Big Time Rush. And that was Famous by Big Time Rush.
Welcome back to E Squared, everyone.
Welcome back, and for those who are just joining in, we just said before the song that it is E Squared's first birthday tomorrow.
Yes. I can't believe it. It's been a year. We've been doing this show for a year.
I can't believe that. And I know we started a little bit later after the involvement club. The involvement fair. So this is how it started. Now that I'm thinking about it, Elena and I were at the involvement fair in the last September, and we were thinking about doing a club together. And Elena was like, "Oh wait, how about radio club?" And I never really thought about it because I never thought I could do the radio. And Elena's had experience doing Blue Hawk Talk here. And I know I was unsure, but that's the most unsure best decision I ever made.
I'm so glad that you decided to join me on the radio, because I know that I wanted to do a show after hosting Blue Hawk Talk.
Right.
And I'm like, it's so much better having someone else in the room with you. And I knew that you were coming to Monmouth and you were really excited to get involved. So I'm like, what if Emily would want to do a radio show with me? It could be a lot of fun. And I'm really glad that it worked out.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed at all.
Yeah. So yeah, we're celebrating E Squared's birthday today, even though it's tomorrow. But I figured oh my gosh, we have a show this close to our birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about our favorite E Squared memories, things that we've loved about our show. Do you want to start?
Oh geez, I'm indecisive, but yes. So I wrote it down just to make sure. So there's just so many things I love about doing E Squared, and if I had to pick some favorites, I would say I know we've had musical performances, but we also have interviews, so you don't have to have a musical background to be on the show. I think it helped just help me make friends, because I knew when we first brought out, I think our first guest was Jade.
Yes.
And musical guest, not but our first musical guest was Jade. And ever since that show, we became friends, and it helped me, besides Elena, because I know Elena's been an artist here and has released music, but also branched out new friends from other music industry major friends. So Janine and Nick, I'm ever since then, they were oh yeah, I'm having a birthday party, so we go to birthday parties together, and just meeting everybody. I thought that was one of the greatest things too. Is just because especially being a transfer student and not really knowing a lot of people at first. So I think just meeting new friends, and then also hearing the different songs that students here release, as well as what Elena releases too. I'll listen to these songs, and sometimes I'm looping them over and over again because they're that good.
I have to second what you're saying here with the musical performances. I think that's one of my favorite things about this show, is that we've had so many talented people come on and perform their own music, and I'm a huge fan of everyone in the music industry program. Everyone's just they're all so dedicated, and everyone also writes really good music. It would be one thing if if people didn't write good music in the music industry program, but everyone's just so talented, and whenever someone comes on this show and they're playing music for us and they're doing it live, I don't know, it's just really special and magical, and I'm always in awe just watching these people that we go to school with performing on our show, and they're always so happy to do it, and I'm so grateful for anyone who's been willing to come on this show.
Yeah, and and some of the songs that I've heard some students release, I'm it's better than what I hear on the radio. I was about to say the song title, but I realized it's not appropriate.
Oh no.
I'll mouth it to you later.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know that song.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
Yeah.
But
No, it is crazy the things that are on the radio nowadays,
yeah.
or just like mainstream songs in general. Sometimes it's like, oh,
No,
what?
absolutely. And it's just like sometimes like even when you've played some songs on here, you're like, "Oh yeah, this is from the new record." Like I think like when Queen of Hearts came out.
Mhm.
And that's like one of Blue Hawk Records albums, by the way. And like just hearing some songs and I'm like, "Oh my God, that is so relatable." Like just some of the songs that like students here sing or like perform right, I'm just like, wow. Like yeah, like it's just it just like listening to them, I'm like, oh my God, this like means so much. It has
Yeah.
meaning in it, and yeah, I just like lost what I was gonna say, but yeah.
No, I gotcha. And speaking of Queen of Hearts, we just had another giveaway for
We
some
did.
Blue Hawk and E Squared merch. We were giving away an Exit 22 CD, which Exit 22 is the most recent Blue Hawk compilation, and a Blue Hawk Records t-shirt and an E Squared sticker. And we announced the winner of the giveaway. And
Yes.
the lucky winner is Amanda
Amanda
Hayes.
Hayes.
Woo!
Which she actually was here with Jade taking pictures.
Yes. Congratulations, Amanda.
Congratulations.
We'll get you your little prizes. And sorry for the delay on the announcement of the giveaway. I know we would have done it last week, but we were having so much fun with Samantha Spano that we ran out of time.
Yeah. But we got it. We got it.
We got it. Anyway, that's another thing that I also love, like getting to do fun stuff like real radio things. Like we're doing a giveaway.
Yeah.
We take this show pretty seriously, and it's been really cool because not everyone does that with their shows here on WMCX.
Yeah.
I think what we've been doing is really unique, and it's made it so much better. Just the fact that we've been putting so much effort into it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's made it way more fun.
Yeah, and for those listening, if you're like a mama student here and you want to do a radio show, you don't have to have a radio or musical background. Like I'm a social work major, and I know I've done marching band, been in bands before, but it's not my major, and you don't have to have it be a part of that. You could be whoever you want,
Exactly.
which is really cool.
Yeah, there are always spots, especially on weekends. There are a lot of weekend spots if you want a radio show here on WMCX. Yeah, definitely look into it. Oh gosh, what's the Instagram? Do they have the Instagram on this little thing here?
Instagram. So WMCX's Instagram is WMCX88.9. And
yeah. So if you're interested in having a radio show like us here on the X,
join us.
Definitely check out not E Squared. Oh, check out E Squared's social media too, but also to WMCX's social media. But getting back to E Squared memories, I wanted to talk about one that was really specific. I loved during our Christmas show last year when we played Hot Chocolate from the Polar Express on the air. I just thought that was so chaotic, and we made a video of it and we posted it.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Because I remember that day because you wanted to play Believe from that movie, and then while I was just like trying to find it, or like I was looking it up, and I'm like, oh my God, they have Hot Chocolate on here, and I'm like, we have to.
We gotta play Hot Chocolate. Sorry, Josh Groban.
Yes.
Maybe next time.
Sorry,
Maybe
Tom
this
Hanks
year.
Tom Hanks is the GOAT,
Yes. Oh, love Tom Hanks.
Can't hate him.
But is there another memory you want to talk about before we talk about the big memory?
It's like so hard to choose. Like I wrote on, I know which one we're gonna talk about, but
Yeah.
Well, one thing I wrote like for like little notes is if you were part of if you were listening to E Squared last semester, we always did like Instagram lives and stuff, and I'd always have a megaphone. And for one of the promotional videos we did for a special guest coming to the school this semester, we had the megaphone again, and I'm just like, you know what? I love that too.
It's still here.
It's still here. No, it's not.
What? Oh, it's on
not.
this side.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, crisis averted.
Oh my gosh, that would have been awful.
I would have been very upset, but yes.
Yeah, and of course we have to mention probably the greatest thing that has happened on this show so far is that we got to have Stephen Kramer Glickman sitting in this chair where I'm sitting right now.
Yes, it's one of those things that I still won't believe ever happened. It's just
I can't believe it.
It's because like we had to keep that a secret for 5 months.
Yes.
And as soon as I started telling people, I'm like, this feels wrong. This feels wrong.
And like we waited until the very last minute to really believe that it was happening.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, we're so lucky. Like all of that was just complete luck, chance, coincidence, fate. It was like the craziest thing.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just like, I didn't like lying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
With the thing you said about, like, so we were, should I mention, like, the one thing about, like, the little gift?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So we were in, like, the student store, like, trying to find, because, like, we knew Steven was going to come here. We were like, maybe we should get him, like, a little something.
Yeah, we're like, because we were in contact with him for a while. He's putting out a lot of effort into, staying in touch with us and wanting to be on our show. So let's get him something. Just as like, a thank you.
And we said it was for Elena's cousin.
Yes.
Like thinking about going to Monmouth.
Because we were at the store and anyone else who was with us, like, or anyone around, we didn't want them to know that we were getting something for Stephen Kramer Glickman. So we're like, oh, my cousin, he's coming to visit. And I felt so bad, like.
I know, I hate lying.
Being like, that was our cover up.
Yeah.
That my cousin was coming. But yeah, we kept it really secret because, we didn't want to spill the beans.
It was so hard not to, though. It's just like one of those things you're just so excited to say. But the one thing that we tried to do to hide that was, like, we had because, like, we wanted to tell our friends, but what we did was that I'd always send this one picture of Steven from playing Gustavo Rock. Like, if you ever seen the video or, like, the episode where, like, he accidentally insults Belgium, he's holding, like, a toaster waffle, and, like, that's my Discord profile picture. And just, I wanted to tell people, but all I would just do is just, instead of telling people, just send that picture.
Yep. No context. And they didn't know until we told them. We're like, that's why we're always sending this picture without context. It's because we were excited about Steven.
Yeah, and it's just like knowing that happened in less than a year. It's wacky. And like if you think about that from April, so like let's see, November, December, January, February, March, April. So like 6 months into E squared.
Yes.
That's what happened. And I've always said like I didn't really like TikTok that much. Like from when you see like the most things from TikTok, not saying us or like saying anything. When TikTok first came out, I was like, I don't know how I really feel about it. But then now I can kind of see why like. It could be a blessing because that's how Steven found us. Yeah. Was like through our song of the week. And I'll never get over it. I gotta look at them, but I already printed out some wallet-sized pictures of Steven. I forgot to bring them today, but
oh my gosh.
I have wallet-sized pictures.
Yeah. We've made such amazing memories on this show, and we still have more time to make some more memories. Who knows what's gonna happen throughout the rest of the semester, but we've been having a great time, and I'm so glad that we're able to celebrate being on the air for a year.
1 year.
1 year. But anyway, we do have some other things to talk about today.
Yes.
Coming up next, we have a very special guest. We have Stefanie Worton here in the studio. She's our main photographer. We have someone else taking pictures for us today, Miss Gina Deej. Yes, did I say your name right? Perfect. Oh my gosh, thank you. Anyway, so she's taking pictures for us today, but we have Stef here, and we went to go see Back to the Future on Broadway this weekend, and we're going to tell you all about it without spoilers.
Yes.
So that's coming up next.
Should I play a song?
Oh, yes, please do.
Yes. And we did this last time when it was October, and I felt like it would be appropriate again because it's October. So we're going to play We Fell in Love in October by Girl in Red. And that was We Fell in Love in October by Girl in Red.
We're going to play one more song for you before Steph and I get into everything about Back to the Future on Broadway. Oh my gosh, we're going to fangirl so hard in just a few minutes. But first, we figured to play a song that's very appropriate for the conversation you're about to hear. This is The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. And that was The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News.
What a classic.
What a classic.
Yes.
Oh, especially because we're about to talk about Back to the Future on Broadway.
And to talk about that with her, wow, I just stuttered. Talk about the musical, please welcome Elena's sister, Stefanie Worton.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yay. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
Yes.
Because you've been behind the scenes for so long,
exactly.
And now you're finally on the air.
Yeah.
Yay!
This is awesome.
So cool. But yeah, we went to go see Back to the Future on Broadway. Let's give a little backstory showing how much we really love Back to the Future, because I know Emily just mentioned this during the break, and we're like, oh my gosh, we have to talk about this. But for my birthday a few years ago, we rented out a movie theater and we watched Back to the Future with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Yes. That feels so long ago.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because it was for Elena's. That was when like a lot of movie theaters were doing that thing where you rent out the movie theater, you get to like watch whatever movie you want.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as Elena said, we watched Back to the Future with like a bunch of our
It
friends.
was so good.
It was fun.
Yeah, we're fans of Back to the Future, and ever since that they announced that it was going to even be a musical, we knew that there was some way we had to see it. We're like, oh,
Yes.
it's going to come to Broadway, because it started out in the West End in London, and then it came over to Broadway, and we're like, well, we need to snatch tickets to that one. We've been waiting for this one. And so we did, and I haven't talked to you about the show yet, so
Oh yes.
this is kind of just like me telling you everything, and Steph being able to rant her little brain out.
So this is
So
a
this will be
surprise for me.
exciting.
Yeah, this is a surprise for me as
Yeah.
well as the listeners.
So yeah, Emily, if you have any questions about the show, like, feel free to ask. I know we're gonna try not to spoil anything.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
How many times did they say, "Hey McFly"?
Oh my gosh, maybe 52 and a half.
Interesting.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it was so great. Where do we even start?
Oh my gosh.
I know. Let's get one thing out of the way before we accidentally spoil something. Yes, the DeLorean is involved in this show. They do
Yes.
have a full-size car on stage, and that's all we can say. It is the coolest thing in the world. Just watching the show, we couldn't believe our eyes. Whatever was going on with this car. Oh gosh.
gosh.
I can't say more than that. So we have to get that out of the way. Yes, of course they have the DeLorean, and it is used. They do use
Yes.
the DeLorean.
That is so cool.
It's not just sitting there. It does a bunch of cool things.
So it's not just
yeah.
like a prop. It's an actual car.
Well, I mean, as close as a car, like a real car, as you can actually get.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, big car on stage doing things.
That is so exciting.
But yeah, and that's just a little snippet of like how true they are to the actual movie. I'm sure a lot of people, probably their first question is, did they ruin the movie by making it a musical? And the answer is no.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
When we saw the show, a lot of it, the scenes and so much of the script, it was pulled like right from the movie. And they added so many beautiful, amazing songs. It's like, oh gosh, it's a top tier list of songs. I listen to the cast recording all the time. You listen to the cast recording all the time. The songs are they are incredible. They're all bops, and yeah, so it's definitely a strong show. It's not like, Back to the Future, they didn't do such a good job. No, like, our dad, he loves Back to the Future, and he totally approves of the musical. So that's a huge deal.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like there's not a bad movie. I mean, like the third one's it's not my favorite, but it's just I think at first when I heard it was a musical, I was just like, well, sometimes like sometimes it could be hit or miss if they like redo something, like especially like a movie. And I mean, I haven't seen a Broadway show yet, but just like I knew you wanted to see this for so long. You're like, oh my God, they're gonna make a musical about it. And at first I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. But then like when you started talking about it more, I'm like, oh my God, they're making a musical out of it.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, because like I wasn't sure how it was gonna be, especially like if it's gonna be hit or miss like that. But
Oh, it's a huge hit.
that's awesome.
So many people love the show. And just talking about the music specifically, Steph, do you want to maybe mention what your favorite song of the show might have been?
Oh.
we have the playbill with us. We have it for reference. It's so beautiful. Yes, look at that.
Where
Okay.
is it? Okay. I think my favorite song, just like in general, like the whole like musical number was Gotta Start Somewhere.
Yes. Okay, so Gotta Start Somewhere is it's a song sung by Goldie Wilson.
Oh my gosh.
He wants to be the mayor of
Yeah.
where they live, Hill Valley.
Yeah.
He sings that song, and it's all about how, you know, even if you're at the bottom, you got to start somewhere if you want to work your way to the top.
Oh my gosh.
Huge dance number, super hyped. Yeah. Any other thoughts on that? No? No? Yeah, I know. We pretty much summed it up.
Yeah.
It was a good song. It's a fun one to listen to. We're going to talk about the cast in just a second, but I think I want to mention one of my favorite songs in the show. I don't know if I've picked an absolute favorite yet, but one that totally stuck out to me was a song called 21st Century. It's sung by Doc Brown. It starts the second act. I know it sounds so silly, but it's so good.
No, not at all.
But yeah, when we first heard the cast recording, I'm not gonna lie, this song it wasn't my favorite. I was like, you know what? Maybe it's a skip for me, 21st Century. I don't know how I feel about this. The song grew on me after a while, and then once we saw the show, just the performance of it is so good.
It's so
so
cool.
entertaining. We're going to talk about the cast in a second, but I have to mention Roger Bart, who plays Doc Brown, and the amazing ensemble. So, I mean, I guess we just have to transition into talking about the cast. Do you want to maybe mention who is playing the main roles in the show?
Sure.
I know it's a lot of pressure.
So our Marty McFly, the actual guy who plays Marty McFly, he was sick.
Yes.
So
Oh, really?
we had the understudy who
did.
was JJ Neiman.
JJ Neiman, who some of you might know from TikTok. He's huge. He just hit 1 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Congratulations, JJ, just in case you're listening. Yeah, congratulations. Anyway, continue.
Oh my gosh, no, but he was so amazing. Like
yeah.
the voice of the Marty McFly voice.
Yes. Oh,
was
absolutely.
spot on.
Spot on. His singing ability, it's insane.
Yeah.
And it's not his first rodeo with Broadway. He was in Book of Mormon. He has just had he's made quite an impression on the theater community, and he lit up the stage. He was so happy, so fun, and we knew that we were in great hands with him because he has a broadcast channel on Instagram, and he'll mention whenever he's going on for Marty. And we were driving to the city, and I got the notification on my phone that was like, all right, I'm going on for Marty today, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're getting JJ today. It was so exciting. Marty is usually played by Casey Likes, and he is also fantastic. I hope we can see him one day.
Yeah.
I know we want to go back and see the show again. But anyway, yeah, you can probably look up videos on the internet and see Casey Likes do his thing as Marty McFly. He's, oh my gosh, such talent.
Yeah.
I can't. And he's like around our age, and it's just insane watching him. But we got to see JJ Neiman. Oh my gosh, star quality. He really oh my gosh, I don't know what else I can say about him. It was so much fun to watch him, and I was so happy for him. He's usually in the ensemble, but getting to see him play Marty that day, oh my gosh, I was just like, yes, yay. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Doc Brown, Roger Bart. So have you ever seen the movie Hercules, the Disney movie?
Probably in I was probably single digits.
Well, he sang the song "Go the Distance."
Mm-hmm.
He sang
that's
that song.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he's also had a huge career in theater, and so many people love him. And I personally was very inspired by his performance.
Mm-hmm.
He was hilarious. He was very funny, and he did the character so well. Do you have any thoughts on his performance?
I mean, I was just gonna say, you can tell that he knows the character so well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he was one of the actors who got to be in the original cast on the West End. So he did the show in London and then came to New York to do it on Broadway. And oh my gosh, I'm so happy that we got to see him, because I don't know, you take these characters and sometimes you know, a lot of people, they hold them so near and dear to their hearts, and it's like, are they going to do this justice? But 100%, Roger Bart, he killed it.
Yeah.
He killed it. Loved him. So funny. Just little moments that, like, they'll be playing in my head on a loop. Just all the silly things that he did. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Who else do we have? Do we want to talk about George McFly?
Yes.
Hugh Coles, who was also in the original West End cast. Yeah, and he oh my gosh, he's like the embodiment of George McFly.
Yeah.
You have to see like his physicality, his voice, and
It's just insane.
it's insane. Oh my gosh, we don't want to talk too much about the cast, because we do have other things that we want to mention, but oh gosh, who else was in the show? Lorraine, the mom, played by Leanna Hunt. Wonderful, just wonderful.
Yeah.
Her voice, she nailed the character. Anyone else you want to... Here, you list some people.
Okay.
We're looking at the thing.
Oh, Biff.
Biff!
Nathaniel
I gotta
Hackman.
hear about this one. Yes.
So good. Oh my gosh. He also, like, everyone was just so great in the roles that they played. It was like perfectly cast.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, and then Jelani Remy, Goldie Wilson, and Marvin Berry. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Marvin Berry's in the bands, like, at the dance.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, who else? We have, we're not going to list everyone here, obviously, because we only have so much time, but everyone, the ensemble, there were people playing like roles upon roles upon roles in this show.
Yeah.
Just switching back and forth. Everyone was such a star. I wish we could talk about everyone. If we had more time, I would so go down the list and just say everything that was wonderful about everyone.
Yeah.
Because they were so talented. Yeah. Is there anything particularly about the cast that you want to mention?
Ooh. I don't know.
Maybe, did anyone who do you think, is there someone that we haven't mentioned that stood out to you that you want to just shout out?
Amber Ardolino.
Yes, also from TikTok. Amber
Really?
Ardolino, yeah. She also has a huge following on TikTok, and is big in the theater community.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of those people who was just like going left and right, playing multiple different roles.
Yeah.
She definitely, she was a standout to me as well. Yeah. What do you want to transition into next? There's so much to cover, and we only have so much time. Maybe a little bit about the special effects, not giving anything away though, of course. We'll talk about the special effects, and then we'll talk about what happened after the show too, because we got to have a fun time after the show.
Yeah.
Yes. So the special effects in this show, we're not going to give anything away, but it's like magic on stage. Like,
really
actually, there are so many people that I heard saying like, oh, you just have to see it. You just have to see it. Oh, you won't believe your eyes. And there's only so much you can believe. Like, it's like, I trust what you're saying, but it's like, I gotta see it for myself.
Yeah.
And once we got there, now I'm saying it like, oh, you gotta go see it. You gotta see what's going on. Yeah. Were you surprised with how well the special effects played out?
Yeah, and like the sets too.
The sets.
Everything was so amazing.
It was their use of lighting and projections is so clever.
Yeah.
And there's only like, I wish we could explain everything, but there really is so much left to be a surprise to the audience. It was, oh gosh, unlike anything I'd ever seen before on stage. And I was telling Stef before the show started, and also after the show, that it kind of felt like we were seeing a show in Disney World, but like it's not like, oh, it's just like a theme park show. Like, well, first of all, the shows in Disney World, they're like top notch.
Oh yeah.
They're so good.
They're amazing.
But what was great about Back to the Future is that it had an element of magic, and it was fun, uplifting. So it was similar in that sense to the shows that we know and love over in Disney World, or they have great special effects, great story, great music. So those things were kind of like similar to me. Yeah, just the elements of Back to the Future and Disney World shows, they just reminded me of each other. Is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I mean, I think we pretty much covered it.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about what happened after the show?
Yes.
Oh,
You
what happened after?
tell us what happened after the show.
So,
Explain.
okay. So, with Broadway shows, after you go see the show, you can go to the stage door and meet the cast afterwards.
Yes. For free.
For free.
Yeah, you can go to the stage door after a Broadway show and meet the actors who were in the show. And the actors, they aren't obligated to come out. Sometimes not everyone comes out to the stage door. Sometimes you get a lot of people coming out. Sometimes a lot of people are there lined up. Sometimes not. It's the luck of the draw. And yeah, it's just something nice to do afterwards. Get a playbill signed, get some pictures, and yeah, it's just a great opportunity to kind of thank the actors who were on the stage and just tell them how amazing the show was. I know, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Because we haven't stage doored in like how many years?
Oh my gosh, maybe at least like 6.
6 maybe. So we're rusty. And we're standing at the stage door, and I was so nervous. Were you
Me
also
too.
nervous?
I was really nervous.
Yeah, because we hadn't done it in so long, and yeah, as soon as like they started coming out of the stage door, we met a handful of really amazing people in the show.
Yeah.
We were very lucky, and I'm so proud of you because usually, especially when like we were younger and stuff, I did most of the talking at the stage door. Because I mean, of course, like it's scary. It's scary sometimes. But Stef, she talked so much at the stage door.
I did.
Oh
And
my
I was
gosh.
so proud of you.
I love that.
It was so much fun. We got pictures, we got autographs. And yeah, that was pretty much wrapping up the experience. So, Stef, if someone were to come up and ask you, why should I go see Back to the Future on Broadway? What would you tell them?
Oh. I mean, just like the translation to the stage is just like so close to what the movie's like.
Mhm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
enough for some people, though.
Yeah.
That would be
that-
convincing
absolutely,
enough.
Yeah.
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 Is there any sort of favorite part of the show that's not a spoiler that you want to share?
Oh.
Because, oh gosh,
The
I
whole
should have had an
thing.
answer too. There's really, I'd have to spoil something because there's some things that are just way too good.
Yeah.
I will say, while you're thinking of maybe a favorite part, I'm going to be as vague as possible. The end of the show is something like you've never ever seen in your entire life. There is some like, what is happening here? You're like, you can't believe your eyes, audience gasping. The very, very end, it leaves an impression that will have you saying, what? For like days after. It's just, I get so excited talking about it. I'm wearing my Back to the Future shirt today just because I was so excited to come and talk about it. Did you have a favorite part that you wanted to?
I mean, I was gonna say like the end of the show,
Yeah.
but also like the first time that the characters come out on stage,
Mm-hmm.
because they all come, like the main characters come out at different points of the show, so whenever it's like their first time on stage, I feel like that's like the
Yes.
best part.
Also, if I wanted to, I'll pinpoint another great song that I really liked, which is "Hello, Is Anybody Home?" Which, you know, is kind of like what Biff was saying to George, like, "Hello, is anybody home?" Yeah, so they make a song out of that sentence, and it's an amazing song. It like introduces
Yeah.
Marty's whole family, and what I really loved about the show is that they kind of show that a lot of people look down on Marty because he's a McFly, and they're like, "Oh, you're full of your family is full of slackers. You know, you're not going to amount to anything." And Marty, he just wants to make it big, especially with his little music interests and stuff like that. So I appreciated how they highlighted that a little bit, kind of making it seem like Marty really wants to be someone, and he kind of struggles being a part of his family because it's like, oh my gosh, these people are so embarrassing. They have nothing going on with their lives. So that was fun too, and that was shown a lot in that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's so much that we could say, but it would literally be spoiling everything. The bottom line is that this show, 100% recommendation from at least me. I'm assuming you too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had an amazing time. I would recommend it to anyone, adults, kids, families. It was really amazing for everyone. Our whole family loved it. We want to go back. Yeah, and I'm hoping we get to go back soon, because that'll be
Yeah.
great. Do you have any concluding thoughts about the show? Did I forget anything that I can't spoil?
I I think you pretty much got everything.
Yeah, so this was our little rant to you, Emily, telling you about how amazing Back to the Future is not sponsored.
I think like just hearing both of you saying everything, and even seeing your pictures on Instagram, I'm like, oh my god, I want to see this so bad. Like at first, like when I first heard about it coming out, like as you were saying, like sometimes like if they make something about a movie, it might not, it could either be hit or miss. But then just seeing like your Instagram post and how you guys are like taking fun pictures and just talking about it right now, I'm like, I really want to see it so bad. And like I love that movie. I always watched it growing up and still watch it today. And yes, I would love to see it one day.
Oh my gosh, I wish we should take you with us next time.
We should.
Maybe we can work something out, because we would want you to see it too.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. And for all you listeners out there, definitely check out Back to the Future. We 100% recommend it. It was an amazing and fun time. But we also want to transition into what else we're talking about today. Another huge event that happened over the weekend.
Oh yeah,
Homecoming. Do we want to play maybe a song or two before we talk about that?
Yeah, we can do. I think we have like time for like one song.
All right,
yeah.
You pick.
I have it pulled up just in case. I didn't think we were gonna have enough time, but this is a blast from the past, and I always love this song, and I think you all will know what it is. We're gonna play Psycho Killer by Talking Heads, and that was Psycho Killer by Talking Heads.
Welcome back to E Squared, everyone.
Welcome.
We just got done talking about Back to the Future on Broadway with our special guest, Stefanie Worton. Thank you so much for being on the air with us and taking a little break from the camera for today. We had a lot of fun with you here on our show, but now it's time for Emily to tell us all about her experience at Homecoming this weekend.
Oh yes, so it was Homecoming on Saturday, and Monmouth won. I think it was like 49-7 against Lehigh.
Whoa.
I think that was a score, but I knew we were in the 40s, so I'm assuming it was 49.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a lot of fun. Like I'm in pep band, so like we had to do like a lot of playing, a lot of marching beforehand. But the problem was that that was when it was like nonstop raining.
Oh no.
So which was okay because like marching in the rain, that was fun. Like we have our raincoats. It's just I was mostly worried about like my flute. But,
oh my gosh, I would feel the same way.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And it was a lot of fun. I always like doing stuff for pep band. I did like an impulsive decision on trying to like apply for homecoming court, and I unfortunately didn't win because like what they did was I realized is that it's by grade, so they only do like Queen and King and Queen for like seniors, and I'm a senior, but so there was one other girl that ran and like they won. I think their boyfriend was running. I couldn't tell. I don't remember who it was, but like I was assuming that it was their boyfriend. I think they were like a part of a sorority or something. So like when they said I didn't win, I was like, oh, I kind of expected it because like when I saw them at the thing, I was just like, oh yeah, I think they're together. I don't know.
Good for them.
Yeah, and like I wasn't.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I wasn't mad that like I lost or anything. Like
Yeah.
it was just mostly like just hearing people, like just knowing that people were being so supportive and saying like, oh my god, like, oh, I want to see you win and all that, and just like saying like that they voted. It just meant a lot to me, like especially as like a transfer student here that came here with as a junior, not really, besides like having Elena and a couple of other people here as friends from high school. But it was okay, and like it just like it's one thing that I never thought I would do was run for homecoming court, what I mean?
I'm so proud of you for
thank
doing
you.
that. That was so cool.
Yeah, it was just a very impulsive decision, but the game was a lot of fun.
Yay.
I like playing for pep band. We perform in the different lots, especially like there was like a lot of alumni, so we performed for like the alumni in front of the Great Hall, and then the alumni lot, which I think is lot 25. And it was rainy at first, but then when the game started, it actually cleared up and got kind of warm out. But
Ooh.
It was a very good game. Had a lot of fun in the stands with pep band. I always, not even just for homecoming, but I feel like every single game I act like a doofus. Like I'll dance, and I'll just like whenever they're playing songs, like I'll just like dance with like my one friend. And sometimes, and yes, this has happened, like during basketball season, we get on the Jumbotron because I'm dancing so much.
Oh, it's always so fun. Like, what better time to act like a goof than the games?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and like, it was a good game. Like I said, we won. The weather got better. And yeah.
It sounds like it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and I love, like, I never did the football games before until this year because I was gonna do it last year for pep band, but I work on the weekends, and I was just like, well, I really need the money. I still need the money now, but it's just like I needed one more credit, and I'm like, you know what? I really wanted to do football for pep band. I really need to do one more credit, so I just did that. And it's just like I'm missing 5 Saturdays, which isn't bad, you know, like especially since, you know, I've been working my tail off at my job, so I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this for myself.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, did that for myself.
So did you go to homecoming last year?
No, because it was a day I worked. So this.
Oh my gosh, duh.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah. If
that
anything,
was so silly.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, then we had like a little break, like for pep band. So I went outside with a couple of my friends, like
Yay.
I just checked out. Disclaimer: I do not drink. I barely drink as it is. I just wanted to see what a tailgate was like. That's all I did.
I know. I passed through the lot because I was doing the homecoming broadcast downstairs at Hawk TV. And I got to pass through the lot and see all the people who were having a good time. So
yeah,
it did look fun.
Yeah, but as and it's kind of ironic because Elena and I don't drink, so yeah, so I'm just like there, and I'm like, you know, I'm drinking my Dunkin' refresher while everybody's probably drinking, you know, Coors or whatever college kids like to drink.
What's your go-to Dunkin' refresher? Steph and I, we care a lot about refreshers. What's your go-to refresher?
Well, the thing is that I never went to the Dunkin' or got a refresher until the game, so this is my second time only going to Dunkin' at Monmouth, so I had a mango pineapple refresher with green tea, so get some caffeine in.
Yeah, we usually go for the strawberry dragon fruit. I get it with the green tea, and Steph gets it with the coconut milk.
I just never try. I just because like a lot of people for pep band, we have like a little break in between. So like, oh, we're gonna go to Dunkin'. I'm like, you know what? I'll try it, and it's not too sweet, and like green tea has some caffeine in it, which I really need, and like I'm kind of sensitive to coffee, but you know, it was good. But I usually don't get it during like the school year that much. I always go to Parsons.
Yes.
Yes.
What was it like seeing the Hawks win by that amount of points?
I think it was perfect especially for such an important day at Monmouth. Because the first home game they didn't win, it was against Campbell, but this one, just seeing them win, especially like I said on an important day, it was a lot of fun. And like anytime they had a touchdown, we always play like the fight song for Monmouth, so definitely played that a bunch of times, which was fine because then, you know, it helped me memorize the song better. But yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect.
Yes. Congrats again to the football team on winning.
Yes. Congrats. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Yeah. Anyway, we're almost out of time. Oh my gosh. Right before we wrap up, as we said, E Squared's birthday is tomorrow.
Yes.
And Emily, I got you a present.
What?
I got you a present.
You did?
And I think you're really gonna like it. This is a Steven Sanchez
Stop!
CD. It's signed.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
This is for
God.
You. Consider it a thank you for wanting to do this show with me.
Oh my God.
This past year has been incredible, and I can't wait to see how much further we can go. So I wanted to give you this.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I wish I could just throw it to you. I'll give it to you soon. I have it right here. I'll protect it.
I'm having a crisis right now. Oh my God. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome. Go crazy.
I am. It's signed by my lover.
Yes.
He touched that album.
He did.
Oh my God.
But anyway, we do have to wrap up because someone does come on after us. Thanks to everyone for listening to E Squared today. Thank you, Steph, for being here on the air.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm so proud of you, Steph.
Thank you.
Your mic's on.
Oh, really?
I did that on purpose.
Oh my gosh.
I thought she was still going to talk.
Good for you, Emily. Do you want to say anything to the listeners out there? Anything.
Anything.
I mean, just thank you guys for having me on. Like, this is so weird being on the other side.
Yes. We're so glad to have you here always. Anyway. That was a little moment of appreciation. That was beautiful. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week then.
Have a great night, everybody. Get some sleep, get some self-care, and we will see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m.